in it. Now, Timilehin and Michael, you guys are young, young married men. Welcome to the fold. Anyway, so now the question that I want to ask is, imagine when yesterday was talking about being the man, the guy being in the middle of these two women. And to be honest with you, this might also, what I'm about to say might be my personal bias, but it's something that I've seen and read and heard about. Okay, when you have a boss that is a woman, you may not have a problem. Okay, but let's now have two women in the same office. It is going to be like like there's always need for competition, unnecessary competition, in my opinion. So in a case where you have the mother-in-law and the wife or the daughter-in-law conversing for the attention of that single guy. Now you and I'm talking about the three of us, me, Michael, and Timilehin, we are the guy in between them. You understand? How does it feel? Now we are abandoning, we are putting aside for a moment the position of the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. The mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. Now let's look at the guy, the man, the husband, the son. Because you are the son, you've known your mother all your years, all your life. Now you have known this woman whom you have to accommodate, you have to bring in. You understand? And there's little or nothing. Sometimes I can imagine the position of the guy who is feeling helpless. I can't go confront my mother unnecessarily. My wife also, I can't, if I can, gist with my wife. Many times, young men like me can control our mothers. You can say, "Mommy, no." You can use I to communicate to your mom. You understand? And in most cases, the mom, because he's the boy, he will sit down. But in most cases, you can't do like that with your wife. Now, let me give Timilehin and Michael to communicate, to give comment to this, crisis that I've created. Timilehin, you go first.
Thank you.
So well, he's actually the senior when it comes to marriage issues, so I don't expect you to call me.
Now that's interesting. just before I go ahead to that question, to answer that question directly, I would like to add a couple of things to what is contributing to the recent issues that we are seeing between mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws. First, that I have noted here, and I think briefly the village boy and Madam Dorothy and Sister today have actually touched it a little bit. It is acceptability and accommodation issue, because when you want to marry someone as a man or as a woman, you first accept them into being friends with you. Then you build relationship over time. But in the case of mother-in-law and daughter-in-laws, I think because, as the village boy mentioned, there is social gap, there could be economic gap, there could be age gap, knowledge gap, there could be a lot of things, and they just do not accept each other. And that's just it, because you are seeing this from another perspective and the other person is seeing it from a totally different perspective. And I feel like the premeditated bias that women have, young ladies have against mother-in-laws could actually we could actually change it by understanding first that this caring, lovely gentleman that you have did not fall from the sky. It came from somewhere and is a product of a mother. So you have to understand that accepting the guy is as good as accepting the mother. So that's one thing that women should understand, that you have to accept the mother. So far you build, because you are not from the same home. The guy, there will be issues when you first start dating or courting, there will be issues. So that you will still go through that rough patch with your mother-in-law. So understanding that the process might take a while is important. So secondly is the issue of pressure. People just want to get married these days. And that will take us to your question. Pressure. People just want to get married because my friends are married. I just have to be married. And so they could go to any length pretending to be what they are not in the faces of their in-laws. Calling. Normally, there is a guy you would not ever call brother Timilehin. Just because you want to marry his brother, you say brother Timilehin, you do all this, and you kind of you show up as someone that is homely. You show up as someone that is cool, calm, and collected. You show up as someone that is gentle, that could be ordered around. You know, you will tell them, I can do this for you, I can do this for you. Even if you don't say it, you bring forth that kind of character. And so they take you for who you really are not. So sometimes you have actually shot yourself in the leg by showing people that you can do anything for them. They can order you to stop something and you will. But if you go into a relationship with your in-laws with originality, being original, so whether they accept you or not, that will be a decision you will make whether you want to move forward in that relationship. So first thing is to go in original. Stop pretending, young ladies. Stop pretending. That pretense will not take you far in your marriage and your relationship with your in-laws. So taking us to your question, men also just marry anything. You should not just go ahead and marry anybody. Someone that does not respect someone that is selling pepper on the street will not respect your mom when when everything comes down to choosing or taking a stand. So someone that does not respect a common person on the street will most probably disrespect someone you love, and it's going to hurt you. So you want to look really well before you marry. You want to look really well before you marry. You want to understand that this person is not just kind because you are in love with them or they are in love with you. They are kind to everybody. That is their own nature. So, and again, okay.
No, I was going to make fun of you, Brad Timilehin, and say, if somebody brings their real face, that's all I was going to say. Okay. But I brought my real face. So when you bring your real face, your in-laws will actually ask you, don't you know how to pretend? Over Yoruba now, you don't know how to pretend.
Well, that's another point of view, anyways. So now to what the man should have done. There is something. I think there is something that I noticed is men's.
The truth is that I'm sorry, Timilehin. The truth is that a lot of young women pretend to be nice to their in-laws, but then they go treat the fuck up of the guy behind the closed door because the pressure they can't undo it in the public in front of the in-laws. They pretend the girl is sweet, but then they go fire the guy behind closed door. Anyway, continue, please.
Yeah, so it is men's ineptitude to quickly introducing their potential spouses to their mother-in-laws. So you want to get married to someone, you've been seeing someone for the past 2, 3, 4 years, but the time you've deemed it fit to introduce them to your mother is about 3 months to getting married. So and you expect them to just fall in love with each other and to respect each other and to. Meanwhile, it took you time to build relationship with that person. So quickly introducing them to your mother is important to allow them navigate, to process. It will make their transition it wouldn't be as if there wouldn't be issues. There will be, even for married lovers, there are issues. So you don't expect.
Women can pretend.
So
even if they know themselves 1 year.
Another trajectory into this. We won't finish that one.
Something.
I'll 5 hours on that.
If you don't mind, just 1 minute. It's not so much that they are pretending. See, well, when said that they are pretending, but so a friend of mine actually said that what they are doing is putting their best foot forward. I don't understand the concept of that. So because when you are genuinely kind,
okay,
I come with a point of view that if you are genuinely kind and you have genuinely good intentions and good ideas, you can bring it forward, and even if they don't agree with it, it is okay. They can work with you on that. But a lot of in-laws don't work that way. Your mother-in-law will say, oh yeah, come and kneel down for me every morning, afternoon, and night. Even what you don't do for your mother at home. And that is not who you are. So you say, mommy, okay. So you kneel down for her in the morning. You say, why you came to serve me food, you didn't kneel down. So you do all of that one. But by the time you enter your house and then they want to come and start lording it over you, it will be as if you were pretending. So I don't know.
What do you call that?
You now said that you are not in charge.
So what do you call it?
Are you not in charge? You are not in charge in their house, but you can't be in charge in your own house.
Yes, so what do you call that? When you pretend, okay, I don't want to call it pretend now.
No, I call it what I say. No, you know what I'm trying to say, sir. I
Putting
agree
in
that it is
the best
pretending,
foot, right?
but I agree that it is pretending, but I think
strategic maneuvering.
even the in-laws by themselves,
Village boy don't give
I
out
think it's
title.
the in-laws themselves.
All these
I think
BSB
even
people
the
with
in-laws
big
themselves.
grammar.
Okay. Anyway, let's give Michael opportunity.
Okay, sorry.
Michael, oh yeah.
I think all the points are already exhausted, but I have 3 things that I've jotted here as the conversation was going on. You see, when we look at this current generation we are in, and I love to make a reference to my generation, the one a little above mine and the one after me. I think there's a serious disconnect between what our mothers values, what they cherish, and what our own current generation, particularly the ladies, what they really cherish. How do I mean? I grew up in a family where my mother sees it as a sense of duty to cater for our own in-laws, father-in-law and mother-in-law. And it went so smoothly. In fact, up to this current time that I speak with you, my mother still used to make a reference to that's my grandfather, who happens to be our own father-in-law now. And this actually happened as a result of the bond they actually that existed between two of them. And I asked some questions, I interrogated some things. And this is a old man, very old, and there are things he really values, very principled at that. But there are certain cultural elements, and I love to talk about this because there are good things about our culture as a Yoruba person that I cherish so much. You cannot treat your mother as a trash and extend same hand to your mother-in-law and expect that your mother-in-law, who actually is a culturally inclined person that values her husband, that values her in-law, and expect same mother-in-law to expect trash from you. That will naturally not happen. So there's a serious gap. And I think until we go back to the drawing board and ask ourselves some questions, what are those values inherent in our culture as a Yoruba person, as an Igbo person, as a Hausa person that really sustain family life, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law's relationship in the past, because that's a center focus now. Until we ask some of these questions and establish those points, we may not make headway, because the element of civilization that we have allowed to permeate into our brain, that we have seen social disrespect as a norm, I think until to establish all of those points, there will it will be a continual or continuous thing for mother-in-law and daughter-in-law to continually have problem. And in addition to that, I would also say that there is lack of character investment. Character investment in the sense that who we are today, that we are on this platform, is as a result of the bond that exists between us, and the bond is getting stronger as a result of the respect I have for village boy, as a result of respect I have for mommy, as a result of respect that I have for Mr. Paul and my brother. Even if we want to assume that, for example, I'm of same age with Mr. Timmy, I think the sense of responsibility should make it demand that if I am respected, I should also extend that hand of respect to my brother. So with the issue of character, lack of character investment, our young ladies don't really want to invest into their character anymore. Many of them are interested in investing in the physical, the physical appearance, which really does not matter to me as a person. It matters considering some factors, but what really makes a man, a mother-in-law, a father-in-law sees the beauty in the life of their daughter-in-law is because of the element of character. You know what your father-in-law wants, you know what he does not want, you know what he values, you don't know what is valued. Because if you are their own biological daughter, There are things they naturally will not take from you. And see, there is a saying in Yoruba language, permit me that, Ajunilo Ojunidan. It will never happen one day that they will come to tell you that you should beg, that your father-in-law or your own father or your own mother should come and beg you. And in addition to that, they will say in Yoruba language, they koni buru buru ki baba ko so pe o dowo omo mi to wa lorun. No, you are still the one that will right the wrong. The meekness should be exhibited. Character, I mean, good character, good conduct should be exhibited. There was let me cite an example. There was a time I was doing something, and village boy noted that, and he called me. He said, "See, if you refuse to change, I will call you out." Village boy is not my biological father, but because of what I value, there are people also that I will extend that same hand to, that I will say, "Don't ever dare this," and they will listen and obey. So if I see village boy, if I regard him as an authority over my life, as someone that can call me to order at any time, of course, we should also admit and see our in-laws at that. However, there are few exceptions to some of these things. I won't go into that. And lastly, see, you cannot fake being responsible. If you are irresponsible, you are irresponsible. If you are responsible, you are responsible. But being irresponsible and you attempt to fake it so that people will know that you are responsible, it obviously cannot work. It is unfakeable. Permit my language. So I will stop there. Thank you.